Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It's I, the Reluctant Gringo, back again with another video. Here's a quick little horror update because there's been a couple little things of horror news, and I know we talked about in a previous video, Scream 7, Melissabarrera, Jennaortega. Hey, they're out for whatever reasons, whether it's the Instagram posts or scheduling conflicts, whatever it might be, but they're out. So Scream 7 production is sort of up in the air. But for me, I think that's a good thing. I think for Spyglass Entertainment and the Scream franchise, I think this gives them an ability to move away from that core four. They had their 3 movies, that trilogy's done. Time to move on to something different and refresh it. Or better yet, now here's the thing. Now I'm a Scream fan, I'm a horror fan, and I think, now this is just my opinion and I could be wrong, I think if they want to make a ton of money, if they want to make a movie that's really fan service and get people in there, they'll do 2 things. One, they'll pay Neve Campbell the money she deserves to come back for Scream 7. Maybe even Patrick Dempsey. Who knows? Courtney Cox, all that. But definitely bringing back Neve Campbell to play the original role of Sidney Prescott. And then the second thing is, and now this has been a fan theory for a long time, so it's not exactly the newest thing in the world, but hey, Matthew Lillard, bring him back. Stu's alive. They could definitely do that. They can definitely make that up. With all the theories that are out there, yeah, he got his head crushed by a television, but we've seen people come back in horror franchises with much worse, disfigurements, much worse injuries. And I think if you brought back Matthew Lillard, who I think would be really excited to play the part again, I think he killed it. I think he was great in the Five Nights at Freddy's. He was one of the highlights for me in that movie. So obviously he can still do the role. He can still give you some terror. He can still play that horror icon. I think that would be incredible. I think that's definitely the way to go. And if that's something that the writers are thinking, again, I'm all in for that. I'm all in. I think the core 4, Screams 4, 5, and 6, I think they did what they needed to do. I wasn't the biggest fan of 4. I liked 6 until that third act got a little off the rails. But overall, I think for a second trilogy, it was a pretty decent trilogy. But it's time to move on. Time to say, hey, we're going to do something different. And I think that's definitely the way. Now, they could come up with a totally different storyline, and I'm open to that as well. If you want to make some money, you want to bring in the fans, you want to do something cool, bring back Stu Macher. I think that would be extremely profitable. The second bit of horror news that I got to share with you, now I had a chance to look at this trailer, and if you haven't, the teaser trailer for Terrifier 3, our good friend Art the Clown is back. Look, if you haven't seen All Hallows Eve or Terrifier 2, Art the Clown is one of the biggest psychopaths I've ever seen in film. These films are gory. So if you like horror, but you don't like gore, then these films aren't for you. But if you're okay with the gore and you like horror and these fun little, films that really just are just there to scare you with some just sort of maniac out there killing people, they're pretty fun. Art the Clown makes me laugh sometimes. Yes, it is gory. Sometimes I have to kind of look away myself and go, okay, that's a little over the top. And when I say over the top, I mean over the top. The director definitely goes for the gore, the make the audience sick kind of thing. And that's his thing. And it works for him. It works for Art the Clown. It works for the Terrifier series. But this teaser trailer came out and it's got a lot of shit coming at it on the internet. A lot of criticism because, well, this one, it doesn't show it. It does not show anything, but it heavily implies that Art does commit a crime, a act of violence, a whatever you want to call it, but it involves a child. Now, is this something new for Art the Clown? Look, if you've watched Terrifier or All Hallows Eve, you know that Art the Clown, he's an equal opportunity maniac, and he has done some things, beheaded people. Hopefully this doesn't get taken down off of YouTube because I said that, but that's what happens in that movie at the end scene. So this is nothing new. Now, if this is something that bothers you, you don't have to see the movie. Is it something that's going to happen? We don't know. It's a teaser trailer. I think it's just something there to tease the fans and have some fun with. I don't know if it's part of the narrative. We don't know anything like that. So if you're an Art the Clown fan, yes, Terrifier 3 is coming. If you're upset about this movie or if this movie bothers you, look, there's way more things in the world to get upset about than Terrifier 3. So kind of just chill out. It's one of those things where if you know somebody who likes these movies, let them like these movies. I know people are starting to take sides on this, and I like the movies. Does that make me an individual that you don't like? Hey, I can't help that, right? I had fun watching them. I'm not the biggest gore fan in the world. Not exactly my type of horror, but I did have fun watching them. So Terrifier 3 already causing some controversy, and I think that was on purpose. I really think that was done on purpose to stir up some advertisements, stir up some media, stir up some noise about the film. As they say, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Again, that's debatable, but again, that's been a saying for a long time. Terrifier 3, it's coming. Hopefully it's done well. Hopefully that it serves the fans well. It's got a core audience, a really hardcore audience. Art the Clown, like I said, is one of the more unique villains in slasher films, gore films that I've seen in a little while. If that's what you're into, hey, it's coming, and you can be happy that it's coming and look forward to seeing that in theaters. That's a little horror update for you. Again, you know that I love those horror movies. I love the genre. So let me know what you think. Drop me a line, drop me a comment. What do you think about the Scream 7 franchise and where they should go? And are you looking forward to Terrifier 3? Or are you not looking forward to Terrifier 3? Let me know in that comment section below. If you liked the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe for future content. We're going to be rolling out some videos, and I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. From south of the border, I'm still your reluctant gringo. Salud, and I'll win.